Hey guys, Lamar here. Old Beetle pan in the background. You know I'm getting ready to do some painting on this thing. So let me show you what's been going on, tell you what I found, and we'll go from there. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so you know, I've told you about working on the pan here, and I'm trying to get this thing prepped for paint. And let me show you a little bit of what I got going on here. Okay, so I got everything. It's looking good, and it's getting to the point where it's ready to be final wiped down and cleaned up. I've got some things done on the underside. Everything's looking good so far. But when I bought this thing, I noticed it way back then that there was a couple of extra holes right here that don't belong. And there was a nice little piece of coat hanger in that with a screw on top of it and whatever else. And so as I'm taking this all down to get it all good and clean, to get ready to do some painting, I'm just thinking, okay, so let's take a good look at this thing and see what we got. So as I get in here, I've got the inspection plate off the front, and I know you can't really see, I don't have a light, but you know, that's a tunnel. As you can see, it goes all the way through, and that's a tunnel for things like your gas line, your actual gas flow, your actual from the tank. This is your gas pedal line, and inside here is your clutch cable. And that all goes back through the tunnel. And up here on the emergency brake, this piece right here is your emergency brake. And so the cables go to the back on it. These little levers right here work your air intake from the heater boxes. So that's the kind of stuff that goes back through the tunnel to the rear end. But these little holes and their little coat hanger don't belong. So what I've done, I got in here, and there is a shift plate that goes from this end right here, probably about a 1/4 inch or so past this hole, and a little bit beyond that. Actually, it goes, you know, back to this hole right here. So it's all of, just looking at it and guessing, it's all of probably about 4 to 4 1/4 inches probably. But that's called a shift plate, best I can come up with. And if you'll look real close, this thing has been spot welded in. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots. And if you'll get a little bit closer, I've already center punched these welds. And so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to drill these welds out and get me a plate on order. So let's just get to drilling and see what we can come up with. Guys, so what I've done is I used 3 different drill bits. I don't know the exact sizes on these drill bits because I just pulled them out of the index. But this one here is about a 1/8, that's about a 3/16, and that's about a 1/4 inch. And so what I've done is, as you can see here, I've got all these drilled out, these 6 right here. And it's actually, this piece is called a shifter hanger. And so I'll show you exactly how it does here. So anyway, I got them drilled out, and this one kind of hung up on me just a little bit. But what I've done is I took my center punch that I used to center punch these spot welds, and I just dropped them down into the center here because this plate right here on the back side is threaded, because that's where your shifter actually bolts down to the tunnel. So anyway, I dropped them down in the hole, and then I bumped them with the top of the punch with a shop hammer, and it swung down. And I didn't drill this any bigger. I probably should have, because the weld was holding on. But if you can see right there, man, that's only just like I don't know, 3/32 or something. I mean, it's just very small. So I just took a cold chisel. You know, it's pointed here on the ends and run that thing up there and hit it a couple of times and broke the weld loose. But here's the problem with the whole thing, guys, is this shift hanger. So where your shifter bolts down to the tunnel and goes to the back, this piece right here is supposed to have a hole right here. It's supposed to be a loop. And inside that is a plastic bushing. And then your shifter rod, which is down inside the tunnel, goes through that. Okay, all Volkswagens that I know of, regardless of what kind they are, have this. Vans or whatever. Anyway, there's a hole right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get one of these things on order. And when I do, we'll get this thing spot welded back in, and I'll get it bolted up, and I'll show you how we're going to do this. And what I've done, I couldn't actually reach it down through there and pull it out, so I come up here to where the old tunnel is, and you can see all the way through there. But I just took another coat hanger I got here in the shop and run it back to there and grabbed a hold of it and just pulled it back through. So anyway, I'll figure out how to get it back up in there, and then we'll just bolt it down and line it up properly, and then we'll just throw the old MIG to it and get this thing welded in. All right, guys, so you can see what we got going on today, and the proper name for this thing is a shifter hanger. So I'm going to get one on order, and we're going to get this thing all put back in. But hey, listen, this is part one. There'll be a part two here in a few days. So y'all just keep on watching. Hook up your notifications to let you know when I post up a video. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel, and bug out.